Hello everyone, welcome back to the Forest Job, and today is a game which means an awful lot to both fans of Nottingham Forest as well as the fans of Derby County, and that is the Brian Clough Derby. It's part one of this two-part Derby encounter. The second leg away from home is going to be later on in the season, of course. You can see on the right hand side that we have climbed to 6th in the league thanks to a 1-0 victory over Preston at Deepdale. It was a hard fought affair, but we ended up getting that 3 points. And as you can see now, we are only 4 points off of the top spot, which is cohabited by Bournemouth and Norwich City. The three teams that were relegated last season all looking likely for an immediate return. They're certainly pushing for it, but we want to be in that conversation as well. And today we need a win if we're going to continue to be in that conversation. Made slight changes. Going to go into the game plan briefly, just to show you that from the beginning of the match, we're actually going to have Bachiru in defensive midfield alongside Jack Colback. Harry Arter dropping to the bench, although it's entirely possible that we'll jump to the more familiar 4-1-2-3 formation later in the game to try and give us a little bit more attacking impetus. But with Derby, to begin with, I really just want to take it easy and take it careful and make sure that we don't overcommit. So let's get into the game and see what we can do today as far as points are concerned. Of course, this is a very, very important game at the best of times for two teams that dearly loved Brian Clough, really wanting to get one over on each other. We have some messages here. McKenna, we're renegotiating his contract, so it looks as though he's going to re-sign with us. And Diallo as well. Yates as well. I think Yates is a very promising player. I saw him play a couple of games last season, I think, and including one game where he scored an absolute blinder of a goal. I believe it was Yates that scored that goal at least. And let's have a look. I thought we'd finalise terms of Christie. Okay, so we're having trouble with Christie as far as his negotiations are concerned. Let's just pop into negotiations quickly and just confirm. So McKenna, we're going to tie down for an extra 5 years for a very modest increase in his salary. That's a good bit of business if you ask me. So we've extended that contract. Lewis Graben looks like we've had an offer for him, but we can tell them to jog on. There's no way I'm selling Lewis Graben. End those negotiations. Right, Christie. Now, here's the player that's a problem. So he wants an appearance bonus of £1,000 as well as an extra 7,000. Oh my god, look at that proposed weekly salary. That's a ridiculous salary to be asking for. My. Let's see if we can get him down a little bit. Let's try 14. Can we get away with the... Okay, we can turn off the release fee, so that's good. Let's leave the appearance on there. And... if we drop it to a 3-year contract on a salary of 14, although with a salary of 14 grand, I want him to be contracted to us for as long as possible. Let's try 4 years at 14,000 and see if he bites. Because 5,000 is an awful big increase. We've had an offer for Sal as well, 1.4 million. It meets his market value, not his release fee though, and I would prefer to keep hold of him. So well, I'll leave that for now because I need to negotiate his contract later. Guerrero had an offer in for him. He's got a contract till 2024, so that's fine. Diallo, just check to make sure. Accept terms on that because he's the one goalkeeper that doesn't play for us that I do want to keep hold of. And I haven't just accepted that transfer, have I? Don't think I have. No, I haven't. That's good. For a second there, I thought I'd sold Diallo. And Yates, he agreed that. So we're going to accept the contract renewal. So Yates is going to be a Nottingham Forest player for the foreseeable future. Okay, lovely. Now that we've got that out of the way, normally I would do that off camera, but I thought I'd take you with me as we went through the transfers and the contract negotiations. We're going to head along to the match. Nottingham Forest versus Derby County. They're playing a 5-4-1, so immediately I feel like we would probably be okay to go with the more attacking 4-1-2-3 option. And that being the case, Bashiru immediately being replaced by Harry Arter instead. I would like to be able to play Joe Lolly in one of these attacking midfield areas, but he's just not really a player that I can spare on that right wing at the moment. Play Arter as a central midfielder because he likes that a bit more, and maybe that will have him hold central positions a little bit more readily as well. We'll go with Jenkins on the right hand side, but Christie is raring to go, although he is on a red arrow. But I'm going to try and ignore arrows a little bit more after a few comments saying that actually they don't make that much difference, and I can see why that might be the case. I've had some very good performances from some players despite their lack of form, so maybe stamina is something that I'll pay more attention to going forward than form. Right, here we go. Let's kick off. It's at the City Ground. Really, this is a game that we should be winning, a home match. But it's early in the season, and there's a lot of teams that I think are yet to really find their natural place in the league. And Derby could be one of them. I didn't actually pay attention to where they were in the league, so if they're at the bottom, which I very much doubt, I don't think that they're there justifiably. Every team in this league can beat any other team in this league, and we've seen it over the course of the previous season of games that I played on PES 2020 that it is possible to be top of the league and still be beaten by the bottom team. Here we go out on the football pitch. Now, despite the fact that they're playing only one up top, we do have to be careful that we don't get hit by an early counter, because that really would put the cat among the pigeons for us. Here's Freeman. Through ball to Amiobi, who's in space, looks to slide it into the middle, but he misplaces it into the hands of Roos. Good start for Forest, though. Getting into an attacking position straight away, looking to take advantage of their superior numbers up top. There's a ball over. Ribeiro's going... Oh, Ribeiro's really looking a little bit tardy there. Ball over the top for Freeman. Lackadaisical touch, and he lets himself down with that pass. Ball over the top. Ribeiro is struggling for pace against Sibley. McKenna does a great job in defence. Can't say the same for whoever that was that gave it away. And we're in trouble here. Ibe on the right hand side. Ribeiro manages to get hold of the ball and brings it away. And here's Amiobi wide on the left. Up to Graben, who doesn't quite get to it, but he puts pressure on. That's good from Freeman. Into Graben. Ah, no, it's a poor pass. Just not able to settle on the ball quickly enough, unfortunately. Graben! Ball didn't get past the first defender, but he was sharp to get to it. It looks like Derby's game is to get it down the wing and try to put it over the top to... Oh, hello. Ribeiro, get your head on that, son. Well done. Concedes a throw-in, but we'll take it because we were slightly stretched on that area. Holmes throws into Sibley. Over the top for Graben. Couldn't get past Bielik. Knight in the centre of the park now, plays it back again. Bielik, who can play as a defensive midfielder as well, is being used as a centre-back by Derby today. Over the top for Lolly, again beaten to it by the defender who gets there first. This lobbed through ball not working out for Forest. I think we'll have to play it on the floor a little bit more. Lolly, header! Oh, it's a great save. It's a brilliant save by Roos. A lovely cross in from Lolly. And was that Graben at the near post getting the header on target? I think it might have been. It's a corner which Freeman will take, an in-swinger from this right-hand side. In it comes Amiobi underneath. Gets his head on it, but unfortunately the touch wasn't really what he needed. And it just loops into the hands of the goalkeeper. Waghorn looking to get onto that, but McKenna beats him to it. He's imperious in the air, McKenna. Worrell going to play it back to the goalkeeper just to play it safe. And now Samba finds McKenna, who plays it centrally to Colback. Harry Arter, who's very deep. And he's played himself into all sorts of trouble here. Is Waghorn. And Arter does what he has to do to bring play back. Wouldn't be surprised if he got a yellow card here. Was a very cynical foul, but a very professional decision made. He gets away with it, and Knight's on top of this. Is he going to take the shot? He is. Goalkeeper takes it in his hands, no trouble whatsoever, and immediately rolls it out to Worrell. Colback. Freeman. Into Ribeiro. Amiobi. No. Colback fighting for this one, middle of the park. Manages to force him into a backward pass. Over the top, Harry Arter underneath. He just can't Lolly get that ball in to the man that he was aiming for. It's a shame. There's Holmes down the right-hand side into Ibe. Plays it more centrally to Sibley. Now Waghorn. Back out to Ibe, looking for the cross here. Ribeiro really struggling. I think we're going to have to look at making a change here because he is not playing well on this left-hand side at all. Do we have an option on the bench for him though? Already he's absolutely knackered. The only option that we have that can play there is either Christie or Colback. Press Colback into emergency left-back duty. Basharou on in his place. And we're going to have to turn off the attacking fullbacks instruction immediately here because they're absolutely knackered already, the fullbacks. In the ball comes Basharou. First touch on the ball. Gets it out of the area. And a long-range shot comes in from outside the box. More out of hope than expectation. And Forest can restart from the goal kick with Basharou with his second touch on the ball. Derby are, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Well, that's why they were allowing him to come forward with the ball so much, because his passing was absolutely appalling. Oh, Graben. It was a lovely touch and turn by Lewis Graben, but he couldn't find the finish, unfortunately. A real shame for Lewis Graben. There's the half-time whistle. It's 0-0 here. A very competitive match between two teams that desperately don't want to lose this encounter. Honours even at half-time as they go in. Forest have had the better of the first half, looking at the stats. We've not been bad. I feel like we're missing something in that final third. have to remember to use the substitutes bench where we can as well, take advantage of fresh legs. Gutted about that chance for Graben though. He turned so well on the ball. Arter. Oh, he's got the ball taken off of him there. 2 men on him. That was not the header that I was hoping for. We've given away possession in the middle of the park, and Derby flooding forward here, and they've got a chance. Worrell does a great job of intercepting. He needed to do a good job of intercepting because we were in trouble if he didn't. Still got the ball here. Lolly out to Jenkinson. Looks to cross it into the box. Freeman making the run. Harry Arter from out. Oh, it's taken a deflection and it's gone in. Harry Arter's speculative effort has resulted in an own goal for Wayne Rooney. Sometimes you just have to put your foot through it, and that's what Harry Arter did here. And it took a wicked deflection off of Wayne Rooney and ended up going the other direction. And unfortunately for the goalkeeper, you can't arrest that kind of momentum when you're halfway through a dive. He does his best, but he just can't react to it in time. And Nottingham Forest are 1-0 up here. A spectacular effort which has resulted in a very lucky but much deserved goal. Again, Derby just looking to open up some holes here. Here's Waghorn. Waghorn, oh, he's put it wide. Really lucky there. The defender's losing track of him, unable to get the tackle in. I might have accidentally double pressed the X button as well, so I'm very lucky not to have given away a penalty. And Derby almost immediately come back with an equaliser. 63 minutes played. Forest 1-0 up. They'll want to protect this lead where possible. Here's Harry Arter into Freeman. Colback. Derby are defending every man almost behind the ball here. Wayne Rooney, the cultured right foot, putting the ball out, switching flanks from right to left, sorry, in the case of Derby. Lawrence, will he get onto this ball in time? He does. Can the cross be stopped? It can, but at the expense of a corner. No, it's a goal kick. I am surprised. I didn't think that that was a goal kick. I thought that was going out for a corner. Here we are, 70 minutes played. Let's check on the well-being of our players. Everyone looking pretty decent. I'm tempted to drop a midfielder. You know what I might do actually is just drop Arter slightly deeper and move Lolly slightly more central. Well, that's as central as he can go. Dropped him slightly lower as well. Arter plays it out to Lolly. Back to Jenkinson. They're pressing, despite the fact that they've dropped their line quite deep. They do press very eagerly as soon as we approach the halfway line. We're past it now. Amiobi out to Colback. Can he find a cross? He tries, and he does win a corner. Got 2 men back. Actually going to tell them to be a bit more defensive. Drop an extra man back. Freeman's going to whip one with an out swinger. Basharoo underneath. Punched out by the goalkeeper. Played in immediately again. Desperate clearance by Derby. Only goes as far as the back line. It's with Arter now. That's heavy. Lolly's not going to get to that. That's a terrible pass for Lolly. Really, really is. Another 10 minutes gone. I'm going to make a change. Maybe a little bit more bite in midfield just to help out. Freeman's had a good game, but I think it's time for him to make way. And we'll tell him to play as a central midfielder, and we'll just drop him back. Not as far as Arter, who I'm actually going to push further up again. I'm basically going to undo everything I've already done. That should be fine. That should be fine. Also, can we... I'd like to get Guerrero on the pitch if I could. Let's throw Graben out to the left-hand side. He's comparable pace-wise with Amiobi. And we can throw Guerrero up top, just to give some fresh legs a chance to shine. The main priority now is to hang on to this 1-goal lead. He's going to play it up the pitch. We need to win this header. McKenna gets his head to it. Lolly's not going to get to this before Derby do. Lawrence now. Gets past the man. Gets past 2 men. Jenkinson, get up. Jenkinson needs to close his man down. They really are playing through us. And it's a throw in to Derby. I feel danger. I can taste it. Into the box. And it's too long. We can breathe a sigh of relief. 7 minutes left to play now. Long ball out to Jenkinson at right back. Into Arter. Guerrero. Didn't have the angle. Instead plays it back into the middle. Lolly won't get to that, but it's a throw in to Forrest. Arter. Cafu winds one up, hits it, and it's straight into the hands of Cruz, who immediately bowls it out. And it's a good, well, it was a pretty good pass, but I couldn't control it fully. Oh, that was close. That was close. Guerrero over the top. Oh, Graben couldn't quite. The header was a little bit wild from the defender. Colback underneath this, gets his head to it and heads it out safely, and that's it. He's seen it out for the final whistle. A 1-0 victory to Nottingham Forest. It was not a fluent victory, but it was a hard-fought victory. 3 points stay at the City Ground. We're in this first half of the Clough Derby. It ends Forest 1, Derby 0. Bloody relief that was. I tell you what, I do not enjoy playing on Superstar at all. It is cagey, but that's what it should be, especially in these derbies. We'll have a look at exactly where Derby are in the league in a second after we take in a few of these highlights. Brilliant header there at the near post by Graben. It would have hit the post if the goalkeeper hadn't got a hand to it, but he didn't know that. Right, so there we go. 1-0 victory, 6 shots, 4 on target. I don't feel like we ever really had, apart from Graben's opportunity, which he pretty much put down the throat of the goalkeeper, I don't feel like we had a clear-cut opportunity to speak of. Jenkinson with the man of the match, a 6.5. Nobody on our team getting above a 7. Roos actually getting a 7 and not getting the man of the match award. I do think that that is something that the game could stand to improve, is the ratings and how players get man of the match and how they don't. I completely understand the idea that the man of the match should be on the winning side, but let's say you're playing a cup game and you are a Division 2 team, or a lower of the 2 divisions team, and you're playing, okay, let's say for example you're Lorient, who have been relegated back to the 2nd division, and you're playing Paris Saint-Germain in the French Cup, and you lose 1-0, but your goalkeeper pulls out a multitude of superb saves. Shouldn't he deserve the man of the match if he's the best performing player on the pitch, despite the fact that he is, in fact, on the losing side? To me, I feel like that would make sense. But, that's just me. I don't know what your guys' feelings are on the subject. Let me know in the comments. Maybe I'm just overreacting, but I feel like sometimes the best player isn't on the winning side, and it would be nice if the ratings occasionally reflected that. So 1-0 victory against Derby County. Let's have a look at how the other teams did. Watford have lost a game against QPR, so that will tighten things up at the top of the table. Norwich lost as well to Sheffield Wednesday. Big shock as Sheffield Wednesday take 3 points away from Carrow Road. And Bournemouth managed to get a 1-0 victory over Millwall. A tough game for them against Millwall, who are always worth a punt on despite who they're playing against. So that will put Bournemouth top of the table on 22 points. And Nottingham Forest, believe it or not people, we are up to 3rd position. Brilliant, brilliant result. And you can see there, Derby County were on 12 points before that game. Would have put them somewhere around the 8th position, I would guess. They're now down to 12th, but that is slap bang mid-table. That's not bad at all. Our goal difference has improved by 1, of course, after taking a 1-0 victory. Goal scored, still not looking great. We are the lowest scorers in the top 6, if not the top 7 actually, and we're level with Millwall and Stoke. But we have conceded less. Our defence is improving. The big struggle for me at the moment is scoring goals. It always has been at superstar level. Keeping clean sheets, not so much. We'll see how we do as we continue on. Of course, 4 of those goals, 4 of the 6 goals that we've scored, coming from that recent, 4 of the 10, I should say, goals that we've scored, coming from that 4-1 victory in the last episode. So there we go, that'll do us for another episode of the Nottingham Forest job. God knows what we'll come back for next, but until next time, thank you very much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you soon. Bye bye.